What's going on, guys? I'm gonna give you a quick deck profile of Frog Monarchs. Well, it's my version. It's a little bit different. It's actually a lot of bit different, but it's been working really well. If I could afford the trip to Charlotte, I would take this in a heartbeat because I think I could go and do really well with it. But I'll just jump right into the deck. I got 3 Swap Frogs, 2 Treeborns, a Ronintoadin, and a Fishborg. That's your frog engine. Any frog monarch deck will run at least that, sometimes more, sometimes Gen X engine. For this build, this is all you really need. Okay. I play 3 Light and Darkness Dragon, 3 Beast King Barbaros, Destiny Hero Plasma. This is a proxy. It's for Vanity's Ruler. I just traded for one. In this deck, Vanity's Ruler is way better than Vanity's Fiend, just because it still lets me abuse my frog engine and set up for my plays. I run so many level 8s for a reason, and I will get into that once I hit the spells. But yeah, triple tributing is really easy in this deck with the frog engine and faders and enemy controllers and all that stuff. So Plasma is really easy to get out, and Beast King is really easy to get out as well. And his effect is so one-sided that it's just worth it. I play 2 Mobius and 2 Caius. I drop down from 3 Caius to 2, and I'll get to the reason why later as well. But I think this ratio for this particular build is worth it. The last portion of the monsters is your Gorz, Trag, and triple fader. Should be pretty self-explanatory for Frog Monarchs. Where my deck really gets different, besides running so many level 8s, is the draw engine with the trade-ins and Allure. Most Frog Monarch decks are pretty slow, and you have to draw into things pretty consistently. And here, I can afford to push a little bit more and be more aggressive because I'm going to go through my deck a lot faster. So there's my draw engine. I play 3 enemy controller. Some people only play 2, but I think 3 is completely needed just because it combos so well with Treeborn Frog or Battle Fader or whatever is on the field, and it just generates pluses with your Barbaros or your Monarchs that you drop. I play double Soul Exchange. This deck is at 42. I had to cut some cards, so I had to cut a Caius and a Soul Exchange and one other card I can't remember right now just to get the deck down. When I first built it, it was at 45, and that's way, way too much. 42 is still a little too much, but right now I haven't had any consistency issues, so yeah, I play 2 Soul Exchange. Combos well with Monarchs, obviously. It's a little slow because I only play the 4 Monarchs, and I like to push a little bit more for damage. That's why I play 3 enemy controller and 2 Soul Exchange instead of the other way around. I play Foolish Burial and 1 for 1, and that's to help search out both Treeborn Frog and Fishborg Blaster. I play the staples, Monster Born, Dark Hole. This should be in practically any deck. 2 Space Typhoons are 100% needed. Back rows are going to go way up in play, especially with Book of Moon going down to 1. But it can kill a lot of face-up threats like Necro Valley and all that jazz. And I also play Triple Trapstone. A lot of people are not going to like this option in Frog Monarchs, but the fact that I play Barbaros and Mobius warrants me running this. If I can play Trapstone in my standby phase and proceed to get Treeborn and Fishborg or Ronin or whatever else, Like I said, triple tributing is really easy. So if I can play this in my standby phase, set up for my monsters, and then drop Barbaros and not have to worry about traps, I'm going to nuke my whole opponent's field and hit for at least 3,000 direct just by Barbaros alone. If I have control of their monsters, then it's more damage, obviously, but this card just sets up for so many plays. So that's the main deck. Again, it's 42 cards. I'd like to get it down, but I really can't see anything to drop right now. Then you go to the extra deck. You play the triple formula. Armory Arm, Catastor, Brionac, Gaia Knight. I play Gaia Knight over most other sixes just because he's 2600. He can get over Xian pretty easily. Took my Goyo spot, but honestly, Gaia Knight's a pretty decent drop, even though he is a vanilla. Go to my sevens. I got Black Rose. This is a proxy for Gungnir. Again, I traded for that as well, so I'll be getting that soon. But Gungnir is a really good synchro. You can go with Mobius and Treeborn, which can happen quite easily actually in this deck to drop that. And again, this is another card that combos really well with Trapstone. My eights, I play double Stardust and Colossal Fighter. My 9 is Miststorm. 10 is Shooting Star, which is pretty easy to get out, obviously, with Monarchs and Formula Synchron and all that jazz. And then the last cards, I play a Chimeratech Fortress. In a deck that doesn't synchro too much, I can afford to play this in my extra deck instead of my side deck. So that's the reason for that. Gorz token. Side deck, I play Double Dark Dust Spirit. For anything that swarms, really, whether it's machines or Karakuris or Sams or whatever else that swarms quite a bit, Dark Dust Spirit just answers to so much. I play 2 Cyber Dragons for the Gadget, Machina, Karakuri, whatever other kind of machine deck matchup you're going to come across. I play triple Puppet Plant for the 6 Sand matchup and the Gravekeeper matchup. They are going to be 2 of the most popular decks around, at least for the start of the format. So I think 3 Puppet Plant is completely needed. Alright, I play 3 Snowman Eaters. The reason I play 3 is because GVs can be quite a bit of a problem with the Retiari, but Snowman Eater has a big defense and can live through an attack. It's also Aqua, and a lot of people are side decking Rivalry of Warlords right now, and most of my Frog engine is Aqua, and my Mobius are Aqua. So the fact that this is Aqua is going to let me control more monsters and set up for bigger plays with Mobius, and allow me to get around Rivalry a lot easier. I played Double Nobleman and a Cross out for the Gravekeeper matchup, really, but a lot of decks still play Triple Raikou, so I may even side it in against plants or whatever, you know. I play Double Twister, because most of the time, it's face-up stuff that gets in my way, and it's faster than Dust Tornado. So if I can get rid of Necro Valley or Sided in Dimensional Fissures or Rivalries or Massacre of Strix or whatever, and not have to wait an extra turn, a lot of times that extra turn can mean the difference between you winning and losing. So I'd much rather play Twisters. And the last card is I play Burial in my side deck. It's almost an auto side-in, because a lot of times people are going to side in their graveyard hate, like crows or crevices or whatever, against you. And if you draw this, I mean, it just helps reset your Frog engine or whatever else you need. So there's my deck. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I can explain pretty much anything you'd like. And yeah, talk to you guys later.